This kind of sums it up. These people are they've got mental problems, right? You would think. Look at this. This is part of their support for Hamas. They're doing this cultish dance at Columbia.
Looks to me like they're getting stringed along.
Yeah.
Is the red string for all the blood they've shed?
I don't know. I don't even know where this comes from.
Looks like that long licorice.
Wow. The thing with interpretive dance, it's hard to interpret.
Right. You can't interpret it. Well, I've interpreted it as stupid. How about that? I think that kind of encompasses it all.
They're just trying to roll people into this woke agenda.
And spin a yarn.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
I think you should leave this story alone.
But yeah, so this is part of what we're seeing. But I guess more of the aggressive action that we've seen as well is just disturbing because it goes across. Now it's infected, I guess, down in Austin, Texas.
Yeah,
Harvard, of course. It's just amazing the people, and they don't even know. I truly don't think they know what most of them have no idea what they're actually there for, what they're talking about. You see it time and again where they're just yelling things, they're screaming things at people. We're hearing about Jewish NYU professors who are having their credentials turned off so they can't enter buildings. Like they have the swipe cards. They're having those what's the word I'm looking for? Turned off. I guess the best way to describe it is the key fob. They can't use it to get in the buildings. Deactivated by members of the faculty, their own faculty members who hate Jews. Like, this is insanity. So this is what happens, David, when you let terrorists and Nazis into your colleges.
And these kids have been brought up by the nanny state. The parents are out to lunch, and they've been brainwashed. So they think that Israel is just as guilty as as Hamas. And you have to be able to separate it, right? If you have sympathy or empathy for the Palestinians, but Israel's the ones who employs them. Nobody else does. The Arab nations don't give a crap about them, so nobody really knows the history. They've been brainwashed, and Hamas is a terrorist group. So.
Yeah. Now, if we can go to my computer real quick here, Aaron, this is a scene out in California now. Out at USC. This happened this afternoon. We won't run any audio on it because we're not sure exactly what's going on, but you see the police presence that is trying to kind of control things, and they're being swarmed. These people are like locusts, and they're the worst of the worst because they truly have, like David said, you should be able to separate between, okay, this is a good policy, this is a bad policy, this is what we stand for, this is what we don't stand for. Instead of this, we just jump on board because we heard that Jews are bad, and that means Hamas is good. Palestinians are Hamas. Hamas are the Palestinians. Don't try to.
Well, Hamas hijacked the Palestinian cause.
But the Palestinian people voted them into power.
They did.
So they are now Hamas as well.
Yeah.
If they want Hamas, they are Hamas. These people, if they're chanting, "We are Hamas," guess what? They are Hamas. That would make them terrorists, which would make them, I think, eligible. Right? Can we deport people who are terrorists? Last I heard, we're supposed to be able to do that.
Better than that,
extradited. Out.
Slick Rick, the USC parents should have used Trojans. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
But yeah, it's just amazing that this stuff is allowed to happen, is unfolding across campuses. And of course, they're all just the biggest coward losers you could imagine. People that dance around with these stupid strings. They have masks on their face. Why do they have masks on their face? Because they're not brave enough to stand by the courage of their convictions, to have their self out there and say, look, this is what I believe, and I don't care who knows about it.
Well, that's the thing. So, you need a permit to protest, and you can't wear a mask. A lot of states have laws about that, too.
Right.
So, if you're not willing to show your face, then you should be arrested.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I know, David, you mentioned the two girls. Let's get to it, because this is basically, what we were talking about, how stupid these Ivy League college kids are, because they're basically displaying their morons. let's talk to a couple of them. What could possibly hurt? They'll probably really teach us really a couple things that would be mind blowing to us knuckle draggers who work for a living and don't have an Ivy League education and just kind of blue collar guys.
Well, that's what the media always says. The uneducated voters want Trump, and in New Hampshire they're all educated, so there's a big independent
thing. So you could tell the difference because they're so educated. You know what? Let's talk to a couple. This is cut 8. Check out these two Nimrods.
And what would you say is the main goal with tonight's protest?
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free!
I wish I was more educated. I'm not either. I came from Columbia. I was there out at Columbia, and we came down. They said NYU students needed our support, so I came down. I heard there's lots of cops. Some people were saying it was getting dangerous.
Yeah. So there you go. The educated, the future of our nation, right there, ladies and gentlemen. The people who are, they're above us. They look down their nose at us because they're at these Ivy League institutions. And she's so stupid, and she says it on tape in front of everybody, for everybody like us, so we can replay it, so she can show off to her parents and the rest of her family. Hey, look at what the dip.
They're either nuts.
That this girl is that's related to you.
They're either nuts and screaming in your face the same thing over and over, or they're uninformed.